It's a monopoly, but it's the good kind of monopoly. It's a monopoly because the product is amazing. It's not a monopoly because they just seek and destroy everyone else.
Okay, so I think that's a great point and kind of where I want to start off on all this. The idea that Steam is a monopoly is coming from this white paper that was released that was taken by some big company, and it basically asked and surveyed a bunch of big companies who are basically like CEOs and executives at big gaming corporations to see how they feel about Steam and if it's a monopoly or not. And they are all 75% of them or something close to that said, yes, we think it's a monopoly and it forces us to use their platform and everything else. But as you just said, by definition of a monopoly, now I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so I don't know exactly, but a monopoly by definition means that like you've taken over something to the point where there's no like there's a barrier to entry now. Like other companies can't try to do that, right? Or like
Yeah. Steam is 100% a monopoly. It's just, it's
is
not
it though?
like,
Because like there's GOG and there's other like you can make a storefront right now if you want to. It's just not going to be used because Steam is so much better and has been around for so long. But I'm saying that's just because they have a history and they've been around for a long time. I don't think they're stopping anybody. They're not saying, hey, you can't put games out on your own platform or hey, you can't make your own digital platform. They didn't stop GOG from creating good old games. That kitty on the candle is worrying me up there.
fine, he knows better.
um, but right, so like, how is Steam a monopoly if other companies can easily enter the market if they want to?
It's a monopoly because no one else can thrive. Like GOG is good, but they're not thriving.
Right.
Okay, now he's messing me out too.
Yeah, he's freaking me out up there. Um, I guess so. That's a good point. But I mean, do you?
Like GOG is niche. GOG is incredibly niche.
But do you think that's just because Steam is so big, or do you think they're niche because they try and platform like indie games and smaller old games, or because like Epic
I
tries to
think we
compete with Steam and Amazon tries to compete with Steam to the point where they just throw free games at you every month, and it seems like it to no effect. You know,
Yeah, and they're failing because no one wants to use anything other than Steam.
do you think that's because we already have all our libraries? Because I have games that have been on my Steam library for 15 years and I don't really want to switch platforms, even if it's a better deal. Because I can tell you right now, if a game was $5 more on like the Amazon platform or on Epic Launcher than it was on Steam, I would still just buy it on Steam because that's where all my stuff is. And Steam's so good
Yeah,
to us.
and that's what makes it a monopoly, but it's not like
Yeah, but that's a
when you
monopoly
say
by
the
our choice, right? That's not a monopoly by like in a business sense where like some government or some body should come in and make them change what they're doing in any way. Is my
yeah,
thought.
but you're talking about you started talking about definition, so by
Right, right.
definition it's still a monopoly.
Oh, okay. See, so just creating a barrier to entry is basically what makes it a monopoly.
It's just they don't create a barrier to entry. They just Kiwi, hey, fucking guy. They it's like it's not a credit card company where they shoot everyone down and they fucking like
Right,
they take over and they hold the industry hostage.
right. That's true.
Gabe New like there's literally like a meme that's been popularized in the last 2 years where Steam does nothing and wins.
Yeah.
Steam consistently just does nothing and everything always works out for them because their product is good.
Yeah, but okay, by does nothing, you mean they don't have to change much. And I'm glad you mentioned like their product is good because their product is good. By that, you mean things like, man, if you buy a game and you buy it for, let's say, $50 and it's on sale for $40 like 3 days later, Steam will send you a message and be like, hey, we refunded you $10 because this game you recently bought just went on sale and you would have missed out. And like stuff like that, that you don't see any other platform doing anything close to that.
Yeah.
They just seem like they're all about the customer. It's like customer experience first, profits and everything will come after as long as we treat our customers good. So it's like if that's what makes a monopoly, then like I'm okay with it then, I think. You know? I don't know.
Well,
That's
I'm trying to think of another example of a monopoly like them, but I can't
Well, see,
really
my
see this
my thing I was
one.
gonna say before is, let's say there's a small town, and the small town is in, hypothetically, is what I'm referencing as the internet, and you have someone come along like a McDonald's who's, I don't actually like McDonald's, but McDonald's comes along and they make these burgers and they're cheap and they're delicious and they're good, and then you have this little small town shack that tries to open up next to it and it can't compete or do good. Is that McDonald's fault for being so good? Are they now a monopoly in that town because they're so good that people choose to go there? Like, you could go to the other little burger shop, but like they have a reputation that they've built and this and that. Like, how are you going to get mad at a company for building a strong reputation and being loyal to their customers to the point they've grown so big that now you're going to be like, no, you were too good to people and you got too popular and too big and now we got to bring you down. Like, what? No, like,
Well, I don't know much about McDonald's,
me neither. It's
but
just the first thing that
like
popped into my head.
when most people talk about bad monopolies, it's companies that will like buy smaller companies
Okay, so something
and
like Apple,
destroy them.
something like
Yeah,
Apple.
Apple's a good example. Like the Apple storefront is a good example of a bad monopoly
Yeah,
because they literally penalize you if you use something else.
right. I remember they had a big battle with the Epic people over like Fortnite dollars or something, or like they took the Fortnite app off the store because they were like, no, you have to be able to, like, we want you to spend Apple money to buy in-game
Yeah.
credits, and Fortnite was like, no, like you're just like the launcher, like you're the operating system. So, you know.
Yeah, but what was the original question? Like if it's good for
Yeah,
Steam?
like that's basically, I'm just saying, like, do you, everyone's coming at Steam now saying it's a monopoly, and these companies that are coming at Steam, if you look at them, they're just big companies that I think that are jealous, which kind of bounces me into the next topic on Steam, which is like, okay, they take a mandatory 30% cut. So like some of these companies are like, well, we want to make our own launcher. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure Rockstar would
Yeah.
rather put their game on their own launcher and have everybody buy it there and launch it there, as opposed to have their game on Steam and and give Steam 30% of every copy they sell. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I get where companies are coming from, but it's like no one's stopping you from making your own launcher, doing your own thing. It's just going to fail because Steam is so good. Like, that's not Steam's fault for being good, you know? So it's like,
No. Like there's obviously things I would want to change about Steam.
like
I
what?
think I think I think the 2 week refund is a little strict. I'd want it to be a month
Okay. But I think it's based on
because
time played too, right? It's like 2 hours. Because I've returned games where it's been
or
like,
owned for 2 weeks. So like
oh, okay.
the people they're thinking about are people who like have no jobs and just play games all the time. But there's been a lot of times where, or if I buy a game and just something happens and I forget about it and I don't get to play it for 3 weeks and I no longer want it, like let me return it.
Yeah.
Like I literally have 0 hours in 3 weeks.
Well, I like the 2 hour policy too, because it's like I can normally tell within the first hour or two of a game if I'm going to kind of jive with it. So, like, you know,
I don't really like the 2 hour policy either, honestly, because most games it takes 2 hours to
by the time you're
like
done the
get through the
tutorial and kind of get through the beginning.
creation tutorial.
Sure.
And like
Yeah.
there's a lot of games where 2 hours in and you realize like, wow, this game's a piece of shit.
Yeah, fair enough. Like an RPG, the first boss is the character creator. So if I spend 2 hours in the character creator and then I get a couple hours into the game and realize it's poop, then, you know, fair enough. But I mean, you can't make it too long because they can't vary the time frame by game. Do you know what I mean? And two, if you make it like 6 hours, like that's enough to beat some small indie games you can rush through and beat in 5 hours. You know, I
Yeah,
think
but
that's where the
I
problem
don't think that
lies.
threat is credible because how many people are beating indie games and then rushing to refund them? I don't think very many.
Okay.
Like I beat games in under 2 hours and I'm not sitting there
Yeah,
just
fair
rushing.
enough. Especially with the price of them, it's not like, oh, let me get my $12 back, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, fair
Like
enough.
maybe if it's I'm thinking more of like EA and $70 and $100 games.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Well, do you think that these devs
Like
feel stuck
the,
though?
the new Grand Theft Auto is going to be over $100,
I
and
think so too.
I guarantee you're not going to get to experience. Actually, the game's on. I'll use a better example. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
It takes at least like 4 hours to get into the game proper.
That's true. Yeah.
And when that game came out, it was like what, $80?
Yeah, for sure. The first hour is just like cutscene on your horse type thing almost. So, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you think the devs feel stuck? Do you think like it's a problem? Forget the consumers for a minute. How do you think the devs feel about like, okay, well, we can launch our game on Game Pass, and that's like, as far as I understand, the way Game Pass basically works is they give you enough money that you guaranteed like cover the cost of your game and have enough to make like a next game. So it's like a safe bet, but it's like that's all you're getting. So you might not make enough that like, if you would have taken the chance and released it on Steam, yeah, your game might have bombed, but you also could have made like mass profits. Do you feel like people just feel kind of like niched into Steam? Like imagine me and you were a little indie dev team and we made a little Ball X Pit game and we were like, okay, we don't really want to give Steam 30%, but like, what else do you do? Where else do you launch it?
There
Nice.
you go.
Best game in the world.
But
Where else do you launch it? Do you know what I mean? At the same time, though, it's like this
you're
Steam.
able to launch it. Like if you don't like Steam's 30%, you are allowed to launch it yourself
I
on
seen a
your
guy
own
yapping
system.
on Twitter the other day about like I just made my own game and I launched it on my own website. You don't need Steam. You can do it yourself. Blah blah blah. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
But you also can't blame the world if people don't want to go to a website where they have to download it onto their
Yeah.
desktop and it's not in like I personally I use GOG only because of its library feature
Okay.
because GOG has a feature where you can take all of your launchers, import it into GOG, and now GOG is the only launcher you need.
Oh, like
Like
my
if I
Steam games I can launch through GOG.
yeah,
Oh,
like
I
if
didn't
I
know
want
that.
to play a game and it's on Epic, it boots up Epic in the background, launches my game, and then closes Epic when I'm done playing it. And it does that with Steam and all the others as well.
Oh, okay, that's
You can
cool.
even hook Game Pass into GOG. That's why I use GOG.
Okay.
But like also these guys launching on personal websites, like all the money that you think you're making by not using Steam and giving them the 30%,
Yeah. You're losing.
you you're losing money because not only are you losing people who will only download on Steam, but now you're basically taking the 30% that Steam would have taken anyway,
Yep.
and now you need to use it for marketing to
Yep.
convince people to go to your website.
That was my next point with Steam and kind of going back to the white paper that made this whole topic of is Steam a monopoly kind of get popular in the zeitgeist right now in the first place is that I don't think it's indie devs that they're asking and that it's 75% of the people and that those people are indie devs. It's the big companies that want to make like the big dollar and are like, I don't want to have to give Steam 30% that are saying it's a monopoly. I'm pretty sure companies and games like Ball X Pit and the dude who made Stardew Valley and all those dudes aren't mad about giving Steam 30%. They're like, thank you for the free promo. Thank you for being able to have my game on the largest platform in the world where people can just type in indie game and my game will pop up on a list of games and whatever else and just by definition of having your game on that launcher is basically free promo. Do you know what I mean? With the wish list feature and
Yeah,
everything else, it's like I'd be
I think
grateful and I'd be happy to give 30% to be part of that. Do you know what I mean? It's like if there was a group and
I
you
think people just hear the word monopoly and freak out.
I get like like a club like they all pay a fee because like the club being in a club you get certain benefits by being in the club so everybody kind of pays a fee and that's like goes towards the better of the club to make things continue to operate smoothly the way they do and give everybody the access to the connections they have within the club. I think Steam's a club. It's the same thing. Like you pay your 30%, but now you're in the club. You're in the biggest gaming sphere PC gamer distribution club in the world. You know what I mean?
I don't even view it as a club. Like
It's probably a bad example, but I'm just saying in my brain that's where it goes. It's like I wouldn't look at like taking 30% from my. It's like yeah.
Steam, Steam to me is like a lemonade stand. Like
Oh shit. Okay, here we
you,
go.
you can you can either have a lemonade stand where if another little girl opens up a lemonade stand on your block, you beat the shit out of her and you fucking tear her stand down, or nobody goes to their stands because you're the only one serving good lemonade.
Right.
Both of those are monopolies, One of them is literally you just have a better product. It's
Yeah.
just like, why am I gonna go to the lemonade stand that costs $4 and tastes like shit when this lemonade stand costs $2 and tastes like a $5 lemonade?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like Steam like does like it's crazy how little they do. Like
But when you say how little
the
they do, that
Amazon
comes across
launcher
wrong.
is
Sorry to interrupt, but when you say how little they do, you don't mean like how little they do for us. You just mean like
no,
how little
it's how
marketing and how
little
little they
they
have to
do.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Steam literally did nothing, and Epic is shutting. Like Epic is losing money. Amazon is shutting down their games department.
Yeah, I seen
Fucking
that. The New World, that big MMO they had is
yeah.
closing down and everything. Yeah, I seen that.
Everything that says was never going to go on Steam. Like we're no longer seeing launcher exclusives.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
I think Borderlands 3 was I think an Epic exclusive, but I think Borderlands 4 launched on Steam right away.
Yeah, and
I think
I'm
you
not
saw how much money they lost not being on Steam.
Sony games coming straight to Steam now too and stuff like that. Helldivers was straight on Steam day and date. That was big.
Dude, I can't believe Halo's launching on PlayStation.
That is pretty nuts, right? I think it will feel weird literally just to play it even with a PlayStation controller. Like I don't want to play Halo with a PlayStation controller in my hand. You know, I'm the type like because I'm multi-platform and I play every platform and every console, there's certain games that feel right on certain consoles, on certain controllers. Some games feel better and right only in handheld mode. Like I don't want to fucking control Master Chief with a fucking place with a dual sense, you know? As cool as that might feel, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's a big
I mean,
mistake. Not to jump to
I probably won't play it anyway, but it
No, no,
looks like
no.
it'll be a for those who
I
like it.
you said you weren't going to play it because I mentioned they were adding the sprint feature, which
Yeah.
significantly changes the way the game. Apparently, that's a thing you can toggle on and off. So if you want to play the campaign without the sprint feature, it's an option you turn off.
Doesn't matter because PvP will have to have sprint in it.
I don't even know if it's going to be PvP. I think their plan is for the next. We're kind of going off topic, but I don't care. The next thing for Halo is they're going to focus their next game on being a big multiplayer game, not waste the time and
Yeah.
development on single player, and then just re-release all their old games
I
like
want to
single
play
player
fucking
campaigns.
Halo on this.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yo,
I
despite what
honestly,
people say, I
I miss
liked the
this so much.
no, I used to hit that with the top palm of my hand, like the right top palm of my hand under my thumb. I used to always hit that accidentally.
I even buy custom controllers with 6 buttons. I love the 6 button layout.
That's crazy. What is the other? Oh, right bumper, right on the pads there. Okay.
Yeah, those are the bumpers. I don't know why they made those the bumpers. They could have made those the sticks, but the stick buttons are on the
This is
where the
Cash's
bumpers are.
controller stash. This is Cash's controller cache. Nice.
You just play Halo with this.
Oh man. No
That's just
thanks.
an A and a B button. That's it.
No thank you. Okay, jumping back onto topic though. Here's something important that we should mention. So Steam is private and they are not a publicly traded company, which is why I think they do so much of the consumer friendly stuff that might not
Yes.
that you can tell is like we're not going to think about the profits first. We know profits will come with this. Like I understand they're a company, they got to make money, but you can see with Steam they do things where it's like we're making this product, even the Steam Deck. They're like this is for consumers and for customers. They didn't expect to make too much money. They just wanted to do something cool. You know what I mean?
Steam Steam is going to fall apart
Oh no, don't say
and be
that.
destroyed as a company as soon as it's public.
Yeah, of
And
course.
it's going to go public
As in most
within a
companies do.
year of Gabe Newell dying or retiring out of the company.
Unless how we talked about on a previous episode, he has some clause where it's like that can't happen. But listen, because I'm going to jump off topic here. So, them being a private company though, did you see how they were affected by the Mastercard Visa thing where they came in and they were basically censoring them and telling them what games they can and can't sell on the platform? And you even seen people posting on Twitter, someone got an email that was a response from a rep at Steam where they were trying to put their game up on Steam and their game got taken down because the back of the game, and I'm going to find this picture and edit it in here. there was their cover of their game showed like a girl standing there and she had like a nice butt and it was kind of like focused a little bit of the angle on her butt. And Steam sent her a thing basically being like, no, this is like sexual. You can't have it as your cover in your game. Meanwhile, they have like, you know what I mean? The games with like, I don't even want to say it out loud, like much more explicit things happening than a girl's wearing jeans or pants or whatever's butt on the cover of their game, you know? And it wasn't even like it was just that. It was just something on the picture. And like I said, I'll edit it in. I'll show it here. It's ridiculous. But they're getting censored because these big credit card companies are basically telling them, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's when you've seen a couple games got removed off Steam in the past couple of weeks because the credit card companies are basically bullying them and being like, you can't do this, you can't have this on your platform, or we won't basically be on your platform. And obviously Steam can't run without having like Visa and MasterCard there. So like, I feel weird about Steam because they're kind of getting almost, it feels like censored now. And I thought being a private company that couldn't happen. But did you see anything about any of this?
Yeah, and
I think I'm kind
I'll
of
be
missing
honest.
some of
I'll
it
be
too.
honest. It's really hard for me to care because the games getting censored are the games that are like
You would have
for a
never heard
tiny
of or seen anyways for a niche audience of 12 guys. Like that's what I
yeah,
kind of
and
thought
like
too.
honestly,
But
Steam has a problem, and it is games like that. Like
don't
there's
you kind of
games
think
on
that's where it
Steam
starts,
with
bro?
the
Once you let them push you a little bit and you accept that, especially when it's coming, it's not like it's Steam making the decision. It's the credit card companies and the Visa and the MasterCards or whatever coming to them and being like, hey, we don't want this on your platform because we're also on your platform. And if they can do that, then like I said, what's next? And it's a couple weeks after, and you see an indie dev having to remove his game because there's a picture of his cover with the girl's butt on it, and they said that's not okay. Like, I just feel like once you
I
cross
mean,
that line, it's scary how much further that line gets pressed.
I don't know the exact game you're talking about,
I don't either. I need to
but
find it.
like
I'll
all I
edit it
know
in.
is that if I owned a credit card company, I wouldn't want my cards used to buy like sexual assault simulators, which there
Sure.
are a bunch on Steam.
See, I didn't
A
even know it
lot.
went to that level. I just thought it was like when it
Yeah.
comes to like the nudity and stuff. I know there was some stuff like they had the something like the I don't even want to say the word because I don't know how sensitive YouTube is, but it rhymes with Yahtzee. And they had like a
Yeah.
bunch of Yahtzee games that got removed. And the leader of the Yahtzees, there was like a game where you like do stuff to him. And I know that got removed, which is like almost I'm fine with. It's like I don't care. And if you're playing that, it's like go to newgrounds.com and play that if that's what you're into. You know what I mean? Like it's like I get it. Like they're a business, they have to have some kind of line they draw. I'm just scared at like when they draw that line and that line gets pushed, how much further it gets pushed. Like at some point, is it going to be like Stellar Blade can't even be on there because there's too much focus and the character's too good looking? Do you know what I
See,
mean?
I don't think that will ever be a problem because no, like Steam, like they aren't going after like near Automata is
Right.
fucking
That's what I'm getting at.
incredibly.
That's what I'm scared at. Are they going to go after 2B next because their butt cheeks hang out? Like do you know what I mean? It's never been an issue before, but like as you know, with anything and like slowly boiling the frog, these companies aren't just going to come in and be like, hey, remove every game that has any kind of a good looking female or any kind of a thing we're not a game. Like even Silent Hill, like Silent Hill 2, and I don't know about the other ones because I haven't played them, have a lot of mature themes as far as like deleting yourself and do you know what I mean? Just like things like that. So it's like if they're going to
Yeah.
come in and censor everything, then it's like where does the line get pushed? And that's what scares me. It's like I get the stuff they're removing now is fine, and I'm even all for it because it's like it's just junk and shovelware on the platform. But I'm just
I
scared when
hate
the
the
when
slippery.
yeah, slippery
I hate
slope.
the slippery slope argument because I think a lot of people fear monger. It
Yeah, but
like
I'm not, you know me,
if
bro.
the
I'm not
credit
trying to
card
fearmonger or
company,
grift because this is just me and you having a conversation right now. Like, this is a genuine concern of mine as someone who, Laura Croft, 2B, you know what I mean? These are characters that I love. And I just
no,
like, all
no,
of a sudden, if Laura Croft shorts are too short, it's like, we're not going to get Tomb Raider on the platform or we're not going to get Laura Croft wearing her proper outfit because they're scared they wouldn't be able to sell it on Steam. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to go in that whole direction of like, because there's a bad crowd that is too focused on that. But I just like when it comes to Steam and staying on topic with Steam, like you said, I do feel like it's kind of a slippery slope. Like it scares me genuinely a
it
little bit.
swings back and forth. Like I know for the credit card company, I know a lot of it was started. I think it was like a Christian mothers group in Australia.
See,
Was started messaging the credit card companies, and it's like
yeah,
if let's say you're a guy at a burger joint and people start complaining.
yeah,
It's like without any research, you're probably gonna if 1,000 customers complain, you're gonna make some changes really quick. But if a year down the road you realize it's hurting your bottom line and you're not making money, you're gonna tell the 1,000 people to go fuck
to
themselves
bug
and you're
off.
gonna listen to the million.
Yeah.
If the credit card companies censor everything, the credit card companies aren't going to make money, and companies are an entity who only exists to make money.
Ah, I see what you're saying. So, do you
So
think
like
it's basically they look at it
it
like
might be bad
per
for a
case
few months.
basis?
It's gonna I think it's just gonna go away. I think
Oh,
if it ever got to a point like imagine you work for a credit card company and you've got to explain to your boss why you just lost the company like $6 billion
yeah.
because you said they can't use it on Steam for Grand Theft Auto because there's hookers in it.
Yeah, well,
Like
that there you go. Something
yeah,
like, well, I think.
like
Hold on, I don't know. Can you get GTA 5 on Steam, or is it on its own launcher? Or is it on the Rockstar launcher? But that's like the perfect
I think it's
example. Like, would let's say GTA was coming. It was a Steam thing. I don't know if it is or isn't. I have GTA on Sony,
I
but
and
do you know what I mean?
I
Like
wasn't
GTA would be
accusing
no good because the cover literally has like these strippers with their asses out. So it's like that. I need to find that image, and like I said, it'll be on the screen here, so we can act as if we both know the image we're talking about. Because I've seen it and I've described it to you enough. You know what I'm basically saying. It's literally like a sunrise, a girl standing on the beach. It looks like ominous and like a horror movie type thing, but the focus on the girl happens to be on like her tight pants and on her ass, and they were like, this is no good. And it's like, it's not even bad, bro. It's not like cleavage out, or like, look at the anime games on Steam. They're all like, the girls look like they're fucking 18 years old and wearing fucking bikinis and like posted on the
yeah.
covers and big smiles, and like, that's okay. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, where does the line get drawn? That's what I'm
I
getting at.
think
Like,
I think
it's
people overreact. Like you've been able to see it for all of like documented human history. Everything has ups and downs.
yeah, you push
Everything
too
trends.
hard one way, it'll
As
push hard too hard
soon as
back,
the
right?
trend happens, everyone thinks that trend is like fucking. We both grew up in the '90s. People thought fucking Jenko jeans were gonna be around forever. Parachute pants, and it's like when parachute pants first came out, people thought they were stupid,
Yeah.
and then MC Hammer made them famous, and now they're stupid again.
Well, it's like
And
everything.
I
It's
would be surprised
cyclical,
if
right?
they came back.
Fashion
Yeah,
too. It's cyclical. It comes back around or whatever. So you're right. It's probably just like right now, we're just getting mad about they're just like going through a phase or whatever, and it'll kind of just bounce back type thing. I'm just worried, man, because you know what it's like.
so
It's like
let-
it takes a
clicks
couple
make
bad.
clicks make money, and scaring people gets a lot of clicks.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I don't know. I think overall we can agree Steam is the best platform. If it is or it isn't a monopoly by whatever official definition, I don't care. You don't care. And I don't think anybody else that actually uses Steam cares. I think the only people that care are these big companies,
I
right?
mean,
Basically.
I would say I care a little only because due to the nature of being a monopoly, they're not incentivized to change much.
Right.
Like I said, like Steam wins by doing nothing just because their product is so good,
Right.
but there's always room for improvement.
Sure.
Always.
Sure. But and if the future happens to be of them going public too, like you mentioned, if like when Gabe steps down or goes away, and knock on wood that doesn't happen for a very long time, let's say now it's a publicly traded company and they have access to our entire library and they hold our gaming, they hold our whole hobby in their hands. Some people's are exclusively PC gamers, and their entire library for the last decades is exclusively on Steam because they trust Gabe. And now that moves over to a big company, and it's like they have your hobby in their hands. At that point, maybe then we'll start, worrying or whatever. But I think, like you said, right
Well,
now we're in good hands and don't have to
like
worry.
if I had to list the biggest problem with Steam, that would be it. I don't like that all my games are rentals.
Yeah. Yeah, well, GOG is DRM free, right? If you can get
Yeah,
around Steam,
for the most part, there's a few exceptions.
I think Steam after a certain amount of years, most games at least a lot of them do remove the DRM, which if you know half of what you're doing and actually cared enough about that stuff, then you would know how to back up your games anyways. So I think that that's fine. if you want to back up your games or you want to go the emulation route or like take your file, you can do all that already, you know? So
Also, is that sweater Mewtwo as Sekiro? As
yeah,
Wolf
bro.
from
Did you just
Sekiro?
see this? Yeah, hold on. Let me move out of the way of the
I
thing.
knew it was I knew it was Mewtwo. I was trying to figure out what samurai he was. I just
I
realized
don't know
it's
what
Sekiro.
samurai he is. It's just Mewtwo as a samurai.
It looks like he's Sekiro because I see the fake arm. The fake arm with two swords.
Oh, he does
Yeah,
have the fucking Sekiro arm.
yeah.
I just noticed. Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's
a fucking nice sweater. I like that.
yo, I'm telling you, bro. So when I went to Thailand, and we're gonna go quickly off topic off Steam, and I think we're almost done as far as Steam, anyways. But quick caveat, or that's not even a caveat, but interlude. When I went to Thailand, and I seen the clothes for super cheap, and I would go around to the markets and see like super ballin' like shirts and sweaters for like $10 a t-shirt, $8 a t-shirt, like $8 Canadian, like let's say $5 US basically for a t-shirt, and like
Yeah.
$15 for a sweater that normally here would be $50 or $100 if I ordered it online. I was like, oh, it's just about access to like location and access and proximity to the actual factories making these things. So when you go on somewhere like Temu, I was like, oh, you're just eliminating the middleman, bro. You can get fire clothes of super good high quality on Temu if you find the right sellers that are just coming from the right factory. You know what I paid for this? $17 Canadian. That's like $10 USD, maybe less. And it's thick, it's nice, it's good quality, like it's
There's
fire.
also personal sellers on Temu, which is what I use it for mostly. I have VHS tapes that I've bought off Temu just from like Chinese guys who have an English copy sitting in their grandpa's garage. Like it's also not all factories.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Cool. I didn't even know they do private sellers. That's kind of a problem on Amazon right now, the private sellers, but we're not going to get into that right now because that could be a whole show on its own. Um,
That could
um,
be a whole different podcast,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. Jesus, man. So basically, I think we covered everything as far as Steam goes. I think the overall, to sum it up, and like I said before, we can agree whether it is or isn't. For the most part, Steam is good. We're all happy with it. And whether it is or isn't a monopoly, I think the only people really worried about that right now are the bigger gaming companies, which like screw them anyways, right? Type thing. Like they make enough money, they should focus their budgets better, I guess. So is that SpongeBob in a race car? What's going on that CRT right now?
That's SpongeBob in like a Dragula for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, I had a good joke right there, but I'm not going to make it. We're just going to cut this episode right here. Okay, exiting out. You got to I like how we exit these. You got a hot take or some good advice for the people or some bad advice? We need one of the three. I
No,
like putting you
not
on the
really.
spot.
I would say more people need to look at GOG.
Okay,
Even if you never ever ever want to buy a game from there, it's just a good service to manage all your launchers.
good. Good. That was good advice. See? That was easy.
Yeah.
All right. That's us signing off, guys. We appreciate you guys being here. Come check us out next week. We'll be back with another one. Appreciate you guys watching. We're out.